think some guy's yelling down there, thinks he's funny. Got the fruit there, if you can see them. There we go. Oh, don't want to run into him. Oh, hello. Oh my god, I'm being chased. Oh my god, there's something chasing me. Hey, this is New Growth and Create page, and I'm Matt, and I am currently out in the beautiful Western Sydney parklands. Now, I'm actually looking at a vegetation type, an eco type called the dry Western Sydney dry rainforest, and it's only I think it's only 47% left. And right here in the park on this ridge, on Sugarloaf Ridge, is actually a very small pocket of this dry rainforest. So it actually is quite rare, and there's actually a pretty cool plant which is endangered. There's also a bird that's also endangered as well. So we'll get into that, and we'll have a look around and see what the flora is around here, and see what the key species we can find around here in this reserve, and there's this small crumb of pocket of vegetation. So let's have a look around. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I don't know why there's a glare on this camera, but there is. So anyway, let's get into it. Bye. So there's actually some dominant species here that actually form the canopy, and the major ones is Maillardia staphyloides. There's also the Ficus rubinosa, and there are other large trees like the Sydney red gum, and also the grey box as well. There can be eucalyptus canopy as well. And under this canopy, usually there's vines, which we'll be checking out. We'll go have a look at some of these vines. I have been here before, so I wasn't looking for the dry Western Sydney rainforest. So I've been in different areas looking around. And here we got the Maillardia staphyloides. This is one of the species that is actually the canopy tree. And unfortunately with these areas, there are a lot of weeds, and so we do have a lot of problems with weeds like the lantana. As you can see here, there's a lantana taking over this tree, and there's also some African olive. Now, African olive is pretty bad around here in Western Sydney, and they've made a lot of effort to try and get rid of it. They often do a lot of bush regen here, and a lot of tree planting. As you can see here, there's some bags left on this slope, and they've been planting trees here to obviously revegetate, but also maintain these slopes, because they are renowned to get a lot of erosion. And it's just important so that the banks aren't just eroding away and becoming a problem down the hill. Yeah, here we go, African olive. There we go. Gets the fruit, and the birds spread it around. So it's a really bad weed. Yeah, it's almost everywhere here. And they've made all these little paths in here. They made it so it's very accessible for people to come in and have a look and experience this area. It's a really beautiful area. So there we go. Here's the lantana. This is the wee lantana, family Verbaniaceae, and it do have like a lot of thorns on it as well. So it's very hard to handle, but you can get on top of it by hand removal and spot spraying and all that sort of stuff. We got a few Cumberland plain eucalyptuses. That's Eucalyptus cribra. It's got nice bluey leaves on it, and yeah, there's been some good efforts to retain this little pocket, because this is quite isolated. The other areas are actually found south down in Razorback Ridge, and also up as far as in the Hawkesbury near Currajong, and also up near Ebenezer, up near the national park up there. And so here's one of the vines that we'll find along here. You can see it's twining on this branch. This is the native jasmine. There we go. It's got the pinnate leaves. There we go. And they get really nice clusters of flowers on them as well. So this is quite a typical vine that's found in these areas. You can see it going up this eucalyptus creeper. And these eucalyptus creeper actually have really dark foliage there. Look at that. That's sexy. That's a sexy tree. And you can see it does excrete a lot of sap from its bark as well. It's very brown. And yeah, this branch is snapped, but this jasmine has managed to get up onto the tree. So it's good to see this here. I'll put a picture of the flower. It's really pretty. Nice vine to have in your garden. It's a really good vine to have. Doesn't get too crazy. You can prune it if you want to maintain it. But yeah, it's a great vine. And that's what you'll find underneath here. Here's more of it here. Just twirling around. Yeah, so I think we're gonna go down in this gully here, and I can hear the bellbirds. That often tells me that it's usually occur in these really moist areas, the bellbirds, because they do eat a lot of plants with fruit on them. So we'll have a go and have a look at what we can find in the gully here. As you can hear bellbirds. Now, bellbirds are really important for this ecosystem, because they actually spread a lot of the seeds. They eat a lot of seeds, and they transfer them around. So a lot of the flora here has very delicious fruit for the birds, and they go for it like crazy, and it's really great that they come in and eat them. And yeah, they unfortunately do go for the lantana seeds as well. You know, you can't win most of the time. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, they're a really nice bird. So here's this nice lovely creek that runs down into this valley, and you can see here this plant, actually this fern down here, is actually called the sickle fern. And yeah, only common in moist areas. So this is quite moist down here in the creek line, and it's quite, the cover here is quite it's quite protected under here, so it doesn't really get burnt. So yeah, the sickle fern, quite common, found around Sydney in moist areas. I've always seen it around the creek lines, and so it does like moisture. And yeah, this beautiful creek down here. I'm gonna go have a look what else we can see down here. Here we have Rubus parvifolia. Now this is actually a native, it's actually a native blackberry, and it does look similar to the exotic one that we get here that's a weed from Europe, but it actually has a different leaf. I think I explained this in my War and Weeds video, but see, it's got the trifoliate leaf. A very different arrangement to the local native one, and the leaf is quite small too. But yeah, this is quite a common thing down these very moist gullies to have this. And yeah, the berries are, the fruit are actually edible, and it's good for these birds as well. I'm sure they tuck into them, and it gets a nice little thicket too. So yeah, it sort of makes these little thickets for animals to come in. And yeah. Oh, here's a dam over there. That's pretty cool. It's very moist down here actually. We've had some rain, but it seems to be a whole staying around. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a wallaby just down there. It's right there in the grass. We've got some wallabies around here that are here, and yeah, it's really nice to see them around here. So close to the urban environment. It's a great place they have here. Another dominant tree here is actually Acacia implexa, and it's actually currently flowering at the moment, which most wattles now will actually be flowering in autumn and winter. So that's why in Australia we have Wattle Day, which is pretty much the peak of when all these acacias are flowering, and they've got really sort of very bright yellow flowers like a puffball. And they got the phylloids. We don't really call them leaves, we call them phylloids. And they're quite wide and flat on these species. And you can always tell sometimes with the veins on here. So this has got 4 veins. That tells me that it's implexa, and the flowers as well. So that gives me the good indication of this plant. And actually with the bark, the Aboriginals used to use the bark, and they I'm not sure if it's the bark or the leaves, they actually used it to poison fish in creeks. And it's got some very scaly bark on it. You can see the trunk, very fibrous bark. And yeah, and then look, there's a pittosporum, which gives me an indication that pittosporum usually occurs in sort of moist areas or these gullies. And so that's the pittosporum actually is a good indicator as well. So we're on the money here, we're right in the thick of it. And here's a few more. They get quite tall, probably about like 8 meters tall, probably a bit more. So they're quite a tall tree, these acacias. And here we go. On this slope here, usually it's growing up trees and stuff like that, but this is actually, I've gotta watch these bloody spiky brambles, the blackberry. I don't want to be ripped apart. I know you guys in the UK and America know all about them. But this is Pandora pandaria. It's actually quite a woody vine, and it's found on these dry rainforests. And as you can see here, it's got quite a woody base. Gets really nice flowers. Really, I think they do have a scent, but it's a pretty cool plant. Very, very nice flowers. It's fairly big. It's found in most rainforest areas and around the sandstone areas as well. So, but yeah, it's one of the vines that's found here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Really good in your garden if you want a nice climber with some flowers. So yeah, really good plant to have, and a key species of the dry Western Sydney dry rainforest. So yeah, and then we got some implexa here, and then we got some more pandaria. There's an ox down there. That's there's a farm here you can go to and visit animals, and that's just over there. It's pretty cool. And I think this is where it stops. So we're gonna go up onto the other slope and have a look. As you can see, some elevation. Sorry, my finger. As you can see, an elevation here. We're pretty much above most of Sydney. We can see Sydney CBD and North Sydney over there. We see Parramatta over there. We're pretty high, and yeah, that's why there's these elevations on where these this rainforest will occur. They do form in the gullies as well. So yeah, but majority of them are actually down south, and up near Ebenezer, there's actually in the national park there. There's actually a group of that vegetation there up there as well, which is quite a large bit of it. So yeah, let's keep going. There's Knox. Anyway, we're getting distracted. Let's keep going on. So we're actually at 300 meters above sea level here. So you can see even the harbour bridge in the background there, North Sydney. And you see Fairfield just here. And it's just incredible. It's just, we're here on this hill. And it's just beautiful. It's here in the, you can see there, it looks like we're not even in suburbia. When you look out there, there's suburbia. So yeah, this is usually 300 meters, this type of vegetation, and it's usually clay alluvial soils, just like the Cumberland Plain, but just higher up. And that means it gets more rain up here, being sort of higher up most than the surrounding Sydney area, Sydney Basin. Oh, here's this ficus tree. It's a critically endangered bird here, a threatened bird. It's actually called the region honeyeater, and actually occurs in these areas. And they eat nectar and fruit. So they're very important, and they're on the endangered list. And unfortunately, these are, when you're losing this vegetation, you're also losing the animals with it, which is very upsetting. I think there's another honeyeater also. I'll put down here. I'll put two of them here, what they look like. And yeah, so it's very, it's not great when you lose these animals with the vegetation as well. But up here, I found this ficus tree, and this is Ficus reinosa, and it actually is Port Jackson's fig, and it actually occurs in these dry rainforests, and it's actually fruiting at the moment. So it's got the fruit there, if you can see them. There we go. And actually most ficuses have got association with a wasp. So they're actually pollinated by a wasp, which actually drill into those, goes into the fruit. There's an opening at the end of that fruit, and actually pollinate the flower, because you don't actually ever see the flower on these ficuses. They're actually inside the fruit. So it's a very particular way of doing things, and it's evolved that way with the wasps. So that's a pretty cool thing. And it looks like it's been here for a while. It's a very old tree. It's amazing. It's on this outcrop, so it's kind of like one of the last survivors around here, because I haven't seen one around here yet. And people have etched into the bark. Poor tree, poor tree. All these lovers. Okay. Oh, Jimmy likes Karen or something like that. Trevor sucks. All that sort of jazz. But a very nice tree. You can see the very open canopy. They're not as big as the macrocarpa, which is the other species of fig you find here in Sydney. But yeah, it's a beautiful tree. A very good climbing tree too. You guys, I could climb up there easily. And yeah, it only seems like the only one around here. Yeah. And hopefully the birds around here will collect the fruit, eat them, and then poop them out and disperse them. Here we go, look. There's one that's ripe. So it's turned yellow. Nice yellow. And they've got the foliage, under the foliage, they've got that farina, that very, it's like a dust or a hair. And that probably helps it retain a bit of moisture. Stops it from drying out. And the reflection of the sun from underneath. So it does help with keeping moist. So yeah, down here there's actually a farm. It's a Fairfield City farm, and you can actually see camels and all sorts of camels down here, and there's some sheep, and this would have all looked like that before this development. A lot of this was actually used for grazing and stuff like that, and that's one of the other impacts that this vegetation is actually has experienced, and why it's so rare. Yeah, so it's just unfortunate that weeds, farming, land clearing for houses has really impacted the dry rainforest, but also the Cumberland Plain as well. But particularly, I think there's only they've lost about 70% of this vegetation of the dry western dry rainforest, and which is a lot. And I think only around about 40% left, and there's only a couple of 100 hectares as well left. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, it's great that they've conserved this small crumb, and it's just beautiful, just relaxing. It's a nice afternoon. We're actually gonna go walk along this ridge line. I'm gonna have a look over here. I saw on iNaturalist there was a few plants that indicate that there might be the vine over there. A lot of the trees are much older as well, so let's go have a look over there. Let's go. In the past, they've done some bush regeneration here, and they've actually planted some of these Meluca stephaloides, or Quinfernervia, I should say. Now, these are a member of the Myrtaceae family, and they've got the really prickly leaves, and they're like basically like a little spade shape, a little point on the end of it, and they've kind of in a wall where they're kind of in a sort of a spiral pattern on the foliage. So they're a pretty important tree here. Yeah, as I said, one of the most dominant plants here. Here we got a milkweed. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's just the weedy milkweed, the moth vine. Pretty bad weed, and often gets mistaken for the plant we're looking for. And as you can see, the paper barks, Melaleucas, called paper barks for not just for no reason. The local indigenous people use the bark for a lot of things, for baskets, cooking food in them. They would wrap their food and cook their meats and stuff like that in there. So yeah, it's a really important tree. And they used to use the bark for their houses. It's water repellent, and it keeps the moisture and the rain out. So they're really important trees for here. And it's good that they've planted them here, because this is actually one of the dominant species here. And yeah, it's just great they're putting them back in. So I'm now currently south of where I was, here in the park, and I'm just having a look along this creek line. I just came across this plant. Now this is Manzanita. It's same family as the vine we're looking for. It's actually part of the Aspaladia family, which is the same family as the white wax flower that we're trying to see. And here we go. They actually look like a Hoya. It's a similar relation to Hoyas, and I don't know if you can see that, but that's awesome. Wow, I've only seen this once, and I'm not going to say where I found it, but this is just incredible. There you go. 5 petals, and trying to focus here. 5 petals there. Yeah, there we go. Wow, that's incredible. They're kind of little clusters on the end there. Opposite leaves. Let's see. There we go. Wow, that's awesome. Look at the style stigmas. They look like they're squashed in. And yeah, it's actually quite a woody vine. And yeah, I think it's found in Camden, Razorback Ridge, and all those sorts of areas. So it's a great find. The Aboriginals actually used would eat this tuber. Apparently it was quite edible. So yeah, I'm gonna put this on an Eye Naturalist. This is a great find. Opposite leaves, and the family is notorious with, I don't know if you can see that, but you'll see some white sap come out of it, and this is actually part of the family. There's a bit of aphids on those flowers there. Just touch it. Just gotta focus. Wow, guys, that's a great find. Wow, that's cool. And we got Chlorodendium totem tosum. Totem tosum meaning hairs, very hairy. Actually, it's quite velvety, nice and velvety leaves on that. And I think some guy's yelling down there, thinks he's funny. He sounds like a bloody but yeah, there's some vines here. I'm not sure what they are. I'm looking at some vines, see if it wasn't the plant we're looking for. Are they alive? Is it alive? No, it's dead. I don't know what that was. If I can find a live one, that'd be great. Is that alive? That's alive. What is it? We've got a vine here. It'd be funny if it'd be growing amongst the totem tosum, but I highly doubt. What's it got? What have we got here? No, I think it's just the oh, don't want to run into him. Oh, hello. Spider. It's an orb weaver. I'm going to cut through that. Cut that. While I was down the bottom there, I pulled up, started walking towards this slope, and all of a sudden I actually I found Acacia pubescens. Like, what are the chances? It's crazy. And yeah, found that. Wasn't inspecting on that. I've not heard it being recorded here, so I just took some photos. I'm gonna put it on Eye Naturalist, so that's pretty cool. Who said this work doesn't tire out? Here we go. I'm on top of the trail now. Here's some more tosum. Sorry, Downy Chance. I'm gonna head along this ridge. I was actually over there before, and now I'm south. I'm gonna go have a look what we can find. Search for this rare vine. So we're currently in Corymbia maculata spotted gum forest at the moment, and that's why it's called the spotted gum. It has all these different colors of palette of bark on there. So yeah, and they're very tall. They can get up to like 40 meters. This would have been maybe a Corymbia maculata, but it's massive. Probably an old remnant. It's kind of weird noise, like a barking sound. But wow, it's just massive. Oh, it looks like something's in there. For a rabbit or something. I've been seeing signs of rabbits here. Oh, there's actually like termites have been in there. Wow, that would have been a big tree. That would have been cleared when they had a farm, when they had farmland here. Would have been one of the remnant trees, or it could have died and just fallen over. You can see all these ridge lines. This is perfect. It's really cool up here. It's actually sheltered. It doesn't dry out as much. It is a dry rainforest, but it does hold a bit of moisture here. Oh, look, there's the opening. Massive. You can see these trails where the wallabies and kangaroos have been through as well. And yeah, go see what that plant is there. That one. This is actually not a leader. It's actually common, quite a common plant, but it is found down here. As you can see, it's flowering. It's the mock olive, but it is found in this dry western dry rainforest. You can see there, flowers are actually coming from the stems. So they don't actually come from like the end of the stems, but these actually come from the stems themselves. So they flower all the way down and they get a fruit on them. I'm pretty sure you can eat them. I'm pretty sure it's birds dispersed as well. There's a few of them here. They get a couple of meters tall. And yeah, I'm running out of a bit of light, and I'm gonna have to get out of here. What do we got here? Got some other plant here. Take a photo of that as well. That looks very familiar as well. I'll take a photo of that. So I'm heading back, and then I realized I dropped my lens. And look, I found it. In amongst all this, I retraced my steps. I knew that I went over to this big tree here. Lucky I got up my light too. Found it. Oh my god, I'm so lucky. That is so lucky. I am getting out of here, guys. I didn't want to lose that, so it's always good to retrace the steps, and it's good I filmed where I'd been, so I kind of knew exactly where I was. So it's always good to remember landmarks so you don't get lost. And yeah, I'm out of here, guys. Going along and running into wallabies. They're coming out at the moment, and I'll put a picture up because I can't really catch them on video. I'm just walking back along the ridge back to my car. I don't want to be out here when it's dark. I don't want to. Oh, there's one there. Can you see it? There's one there on the trail. Oh, there's two of them. There's another one there. They're perfectly camouflaged to be in this. Bye, Skippy. Even though Skippy was actually a grey kangaroo. But yeah. Oh, the light's on. Okay, the light's on. So anyway, I think that's me. That's the video, and you got a good portion of like what this vegetation looks like. So if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. it's really important we still have these ecosystems, and you know, it's a beautiful spot above the Sydney. It's very unique, and it has a lot of wildlife, flora, and it's just a beautiful spot. And probably camera, but I think I'm gonna go. So yeah, I'm gonna do probably a part 2 of this video. Possibly, we'll see, but we'll maybe go down a Razorback Ridge. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of this this place. It's getting too dark. I mean, I'm right next to suburbia. You can see houses right down there, so it's not like I'm in like a very isolated place, but I would like to get back. So anyway, that's all me. I'll see you guys later, and yeah, bye. And if you find this footage, I love my family. I'm in the dark now. Like, I brought my torch. This is like the Blair Witch Project, I think. Oh, I'm chased. Oh my god, there's something chasing me. I better not scare myself. But yeah, always bring a flashlight. If you ever get caught out at these times, yeah, bring a flashlight. Always be prepared. And don't go on your own somewhere where it's very isolated. Here I'm right, there's people around me, but I just don't want to trip over and hurt myself. And yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to my car. This is winding me around. I just want to go home. Bye.